Afternoon. My name is Ron Griffer, and I'm here to give an oral presentation on the shortage of science, technology, and mathematics and engineering majors that come out of our colleges these days. These are grouped into a shorter acronym called STEM. STEM graduates have been dropping in recent years for some reason, although I'm not very sure. Getting into this field was a natural instinct for me, as I'm naturally a builder. I like to build stuff, so engineering was automatically the first decision that I wanted to get into when I got into college. Although most Americans with our current cultural, how should I say, aspects or cultural, maybe our, no, probably not the aspects, it's got to be the cultural morals, or shall I say, the way everybody is orientating more towards the rock star type thing, and the football players. Everybody would like to be these easy jobs that have huge amount of success and money, and they don't want to put in the hard work that goes with them. I believe this is probably the reason why we have a shortage of these STEM majors coming out of our colleges, because they, being the most technical, you have to put in the most work and usually the most schooling also. The shortage of STEM graduates is probably caused by multiple factors, though my personal reasons withstanding, they are more influenced to decide on these majors in other countries, because the rock stars of other countries are the engineers. They're not necessarily as hopeful for the rock star life in other countries, because a lot of other countries' culture influences their young students to decide that hard work is the way to go on to the majors, and that is the only way for success in other countries. Their entertainment industry is not nearly as large as ours in America. Another reason could also be the advertisement of schools. When I first started school, most of the advertisements were trying to lead me towards the medical field and towards computer sciences. Although computer sciences is in the STEM field, it's, how should I say, it's not exactly as far along as like engineering or a mathematician would have to go in school. So the bachelor's and master's and PhDs that are coming out of our colleges aren't always in these degrees. Indeed, our culture has put more influence, or more, how can I say, more glamour around American Idol, which is entertainment, than it has around heroes like Stephen Hawking and Einstein. These guys have worked their life to be more intelligent, to further the intelligence of our human race, and it doesn't seem like our colleges are really pushing for these degrees that would promote these advances in science for our country. There are ways that our government is trying to get around this shortage. The Florida Senate is actually trying to pass a bill right now about how they can raise the tuition of majors in arts and entertainment, like music and stuff like that, and they're actually trying to lower the tuition for these STEM fields so that students will be more likely to enroll in these fields, as they can be saving money and still getting the education that they're looking for. And this is probably a good start on what I would say is my conclusion towards these problems that we're having. Is the reason why our students have stopped enrolling in these majors is probably because of our cultural emphasis has moved away from them. They're no longer looking for a hardworking American. Everybody is no longer looking for the long sustained occupational career that will give them success. They're looking more to get rich quick. You know, they want to invent the next Facebook. But the only way for our country to change the amount of STEM majors that are coming out of here is to move the cultural influence back to it. We have to start worrying about being the hardworking American. We have to start trying to be the best man for the job and not just the one who gets rich the quickest. getting into engineering and mathematics is a very hard undertaking, and we have to reward our students for choosing these majors and for following through with them. Actually, the graduation rate of an engineering major is 40%. That means 60% of our engineering students are dropping out before graduation or transferring majors to a different major. This is horrible. That we're never going to get up with the world's output of engineers if Americans keep doing this. We have to shift our emphasis back into the hardworking American, back into hard work gets the job done. We have to try to stay away from teaching our children to be rich and glamorous, because the average American isn't rich or glamorous. We have to get these values back instilled in our children. We have to start them at a young age. I believe possibly promoting the awards that come with engineering and science could possibly bring this back about, our hardworking American morals. We have to bring the glitz and glamour back into these fields. Instead of having MTV Music Awards, maybe we should have Nobel Science Awards on TV broadcasted. Hardly anybody even hears about the Nobel Peace Prize again, or the Nobel Science Award, or the Nobel Technology Award. But everybody knows who won Best Actress for that year, or Longest Kiss, or whatever comes out of these MTV Music Awards and such shows as this. It is true that any legislation that is passed to bring the emphasis or glamour back into these fields could help. So I believe that Rick Scott leading our Senate on to make these laws into effect is actually probably starting on the way, but we need to start more. When we wanted to stop forest fires, we come up with Smokey the Bear. Only you can prevent forest fires. So why don't we have a mascot, shall we say, for our science and engineering majors? You know, get out there and build that dam. Maybe it should be a beaver who works hard his whole life to build river dams. That could be a possible engineering mascot. We need something that brings everyone around into this field to get them known out there. You know, I bet the average American doesn't know an engineer, doesn't have any clue what an engineer does. When I was considering getting into the engineering field, I had people ask me why I wanted to drive a train. They thought that's what engineers did. That's just laughable. That's a conductor. Obviously, engineers are the inventors, the mainstays, the builders of our country, and our country will fall apart without them. So we need to really solve this problem, not focus on the controversy on whether it's American or Japanese or Indian scientists who are building our country. It has to be the Americans, because we're the only ones here. Now, I hope I can provide any other information you need, and if there's any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you very much.